5 Indian states, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Gujarat, and Uttar Pradesh, are in an economic contest unlike anything the country has seen before. Each is striving to cross the $1 trillion mark in gross state domestic product, a figure so massive that only a handful of subnational economies worldwide, such as California in the United States or Guangdong in China, have ever achieved it. This isn't just a statistical race, it's a battle involving political ambitions, infrastructure rollouts, industrial strategies, demographic advantages, and global economic trends. The ultimate question is, who gets there first, by how much margin, and what will it take for them to succeed? India as a whole has set ambitious targets, approaching a $5 trillion GDP in the near term, and eyeing an almost $35 trillion economy by 2047, the centenary of independence. But those macro numbers will only be possible if its states, particularly the top contributors, grow rapidly and sustainably. Together, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Gujarat, and Uttar Pradesh already account for nearly half of India's GDP between 47 and 50%, depending on the measurement year. What happens inside these states? The factories built, the services scaled, the roads and ports completed will, in real terms, define India's place in the world economy over the coming decades. Right now, Maharashtra holds the lead with a projected nominal GSDP of 42.67 lakh crore, $498 billion, and in 2024 to 25, contributing 13.5% of India's GDP. Politically, the race is being framed in ambitious timelines. Maharashtra's government has set FY 2028 as its $1 trillion target. Tamil Nadu and Gujarat are both aiming for 2030. Karnataka has set a marker for 2032. And Uttar Pradesh, in an unprecedented show of optimism, had once declared it would hit the milestone as early as 2027. But those official statements are increasingly being challenged. Independent analyses by agencies like India Ratings and Research and DRA, and policy think tanks say these goals are likely to be missed by years, in some cases decades. A detailed policy review suggested Maharashtra might realistically reach $1 trillion in 2032 to 33, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat in 2036 to 37, Karnataka in the early to mid-2030s, and Uttar Pradesh perhaps not until the late 2030s. EY-linked market commentary points Maharashtra closer to 2034 than 2028. Why the disconnect? It comes down to the growth math. For a state like Tamil Nadu to get from current size to $1 trillion by 2030, it would need sustained double-digit growth in real terms and nominal growth rates near 18% each year, something unprecedented for a large Indian state. Tamil Nadu's own economic advisors have admitted that while the target is inspiring, it is also ambitious to the point of being unlikely without a once-in-a-generation acceleration in manufacturing, services, and private investment flow. Maharashtra's profile is instructive. It has a diversified economy, with services contributing over 61%, industry about 25%, and agriculture around 13%. The government promotes 16 focus sectors, from electric vehicles and semiconductors to pharmaceuticals and capital goods. Yet, 7 districts Mumbai, Thane, Pune, Nagpur, Raigaon, Kolhapur, and Sindh-Udurgam count for over 54% of its total GSDP, leaving more than 24 districts significantly below state average per capita incomes and, in many cases, below the national average. Tamil Nadu's story is equally complex. It is India's second-largest state economy and one of its most industrialized, with a robust manufacturing base spanning automobiles, electronics, textiles, and petrochemicals. At constant prices between 2014 and 2025, TN's average growth rate is about 9.69%, among the highest for major states. Its sectoral mix is roughly 54% services, 33% industry, and 13% agriculture. Official policy documents lay out a $1 trillion ambition by 2030, underpinned by export growth, industrial corridors, and renewable energy investment. However, hitting early targets will require unprecedented nominal growth, combined with a steady inflow of global manufacturing mandates and a supportive global trade environment. Karnataka, with a GSDP of 28.13 lakh crore, is powered by deep tech innovation, IT services, aerospace, biotechnology, and strong foreign direct investment inflows. Growth figures hover around 7% in real terms and 12% in nominal terms. Karnataka's skill advantage in technology and startup ecosystems is clear, but the state's journey towards a $1 trillion economy will require widening industrial diversification beyond Bengaluru's service-dominated model, ramping up electronics, manufacturing, and ensuring reliable infrastructure for energy and logistics. Gujarat is India's leading manufacturing state, accounting for more than 30% of national exports. It maintains one of India's most competitive ease of doing business rankings and has the lowest unemployment rate among states. Gujarat's GSDP stands at 27.99 lakh crore, with core strengths in petrochemicals, chemicals, gemstones, textiles, and pharmaceuticals. Its $1 trillion target is officially set at 2030, but most external analysts expect the state to actually hit that in the mid-2030s. Mega projects like the Gift City Financial Hub, renewable energy parks, and logistics upgrades could shorten that timeline if executed flawlessly. Uttar Pradesh presents the most dramatic scaling challenge. With a population above 240 million, the state's GSDP sits at 26.63 lakh crore, with about 47% from services, 25% from industry, and 28% from agriculture. Its per capita income is still far below the national average. UP's economic growth is driven by broad-based industrial policy, agricultural modernization, mega infrastructure projects like expressways. Nationally, multiple macro headwinds are in play: global demand fluctuations, commodity price volatility, and currency shifts. These factors can directly affect nominal growth and revenue inflows. State fiscal health, measured by deficits, borrowing costs, and capital expenditure quality, will determine how much room governments have for growth-boosting investments. Morgan Stanley and Similar Global analyzes stress that state-led structural reforms, land acquisition, industrial policy clarity, logistics optimization will make the difference between states hitting targets in the 2030s versus dragging into the 2040s. Infrastructure will be the decisive multiplier. Well-executed megaproject sports, airports, industrial corridors, renewable energy parks can drastically reduce logistics costs, attract global capital, and boost productivity. Conversely, delays and cost overruns erode the compounding growth needed to reach $1 trillion on time. Maharashtra's own economic survey notes that sector-specific expansions in manufacturing will be crucial. EY-linked strategies emphasize targeted pushes in electronics, green technology, and advanced manufacturing to bridge the growth gap. If we combine official statements with independent projections, the current leaderboard to $1 trillion reads like this: Maharashtra likely first in early 2030s, followed by Karnataka, Gujarat, and Tamil Nadu in the mid-2030s, with up in the late 2030s barring transformative growth spikes. However, these rankings are not fixed. A state unlocking a manufacturing megacycle, doubling down on service exports, and securing massive private capital could leapfrog its peers. Key accelerators include rapid scale-up in electronics, EVs, and semiconductor manufacturing with deep domestic value. Substantial logistics cost reductions through multimodal freight and supply chain digitalization. Labor reskilling aligned to future industries. Maintaining stable, predictable policy regimes. Speeding up industrial approvals, and providing financing pathways for MSMEs to graduate to mid-sized enterprises. On the flip side, persistent delays in securing land, expanding utility networks, or reducing compliance burdens could push timelines back by several years. Ultimately, the path to a $1 trillion state economy is not simply about setting a date. It's about the daily grind of getting infrastructure built, attracting and retaining investment, ensuring social inclusion and economic growth, and making the shift from middle income to high-value economies. The race is on, but it's one that will be decided in boardrooms, on construction sites, in export warehouses, in policy chambers, and across skilled training centers, not in political speeches alone.